Hey guys, it's Mana here, and we're back with more Lucid9. When we last left off, Yahiko was meeting Misaki on the school rooftop. Although it sounds like there's a lot going on up here, so let's find out what's going on. A swipe at the entrance gate and a hurried sprint later, I break onto the roof, bracing myself for horror. Instead I find, well, not a confession scene, thank goodness. A mass of people are scattered about. Some are donned in festive clothing, while others are clad in black jackets emblazoned with crew on the back. Among them, a stocky man yells through a large megaphone. "Hey, the foot candles are too high. Get me a scrim. And you, where the hell are you putting that sandbag? It's a C-stand, you idiot. Put it on the other leg." Sorry, director. "Shizune, where the hell is your kimono? I need you fitted now." Is this a film set? Why are they shooting here on the school's rooftop of all places? Intrigued, I decide to take a closer look. Judging by their setup, it seems like they're trying to replicate a festival. Booths are aligned straight down the pathway. A number of people, mostly women of varying ages, mingle amongst each other dressed in traditional kimonos. A brilliant flash of bright purple catches my eye in the sea of dull colors. From this distance, she almost looks like... "Diffuser set, sir!" "Right, everyone, take your positions!" "Camera! Rolling! Sound! Speeding! Slate! Kazahaya, scene 1. Yamaku, take 1. Marker. Action!" The cameras focus on the girl dressed in purple. As the group of girls around her chat animatedly, she remains disconnected from the conversation. Her head is lowered as they drift from booth to booth. "Cut! Perfect!" The crew relaxes into quiet murmurs as the director reviews the footage. I stride closer to the set for a better view. It's Misaki. It's actually Misaki. However, as soon as I blink, she disappears among the sea of actors and crew members. It all happened so quickly, I wonder if I saw an illusion. Where's Kuzunoki? We haven't been able to contact him for a while, sir. What do you mean, haven't been able to contact him? He's the other talent. His manager's not picking up. I need Kuzunoki for the next shot. Give me Kuzunoki. Yes, sir. Yama? I almost jump at the sudden voice behind my ear. Misaki is holding a bottle of water, her eyes wide with surprise. This is no illusion. For a moment, my mouth runs dry at just how stunning she looks. You look nice. Fantastic. A paragram of verbal eloquence right here. Thank you. What are you doing here? Huh. Where? Here? Where am I? Oh, yeah. Yeah, about that. It's not like I can just say I thought she was confessing to Yahiko. Where's Yahiko? I don't know. I texted him a while ago, but it doesn't seem like he's coming. He mentioned that he wanted to become a model, so I thought he would be interested in watching a film shoot. Oh, well, that's really thoughtful of her. Makes you wonder how big Misaki is. It's not like she gets recognized on the street or swarmed by hordes of fans. But small-timers don't just pick up TV commercials, do they? Hey you, boy! The crew member runs up to me, then stoops over, clearly out of breath. You want to be a star? Do I... what? He claps his hands together, bowing pleadingly. Please, I'm begging you. My job is writing on this one. We can't contact our actor, and we need to shoot his scene during noon, and our permit ends today. So we can't shoot tomorrow. If I can't find someone, the director he'll... Misaki, is this guy for real? He seems pretty serious. Please, you look photogenic and charismatic, and your proportions look identical to Kuzunoki's. Besides, it seems like you know Kazahaya, so there'll probably be chemistry and rapport. He's making this incredibly ridiculous suggestion sound like a logical solution. If you ask me, I say you should try it. You were always good at acting, weren't you? It's not like I'm a professional, Miki. Come on, it'll be fun. I don't know. Should I really? Yes. Modeling is marvelous. Now that I'm thinking about it, I guess it would be a change of pace from the incident this morning. Fine. The crew member claps his hands together, jumping up and down. Even Misaki looks surprised. I guess she was expecting me to come up with some excuse. You will? Yeah, why not? Okay, great. Here's an actor release form, a health waiver form, a temporary contract, a call sheet, a minor release form, the workers' compensation policy, emergency information, sign on all the lines here, and we'll fill out the rest when you're done. What the? Is there really this much paperwork in one simple film shoot? Okay, get into that tent. Makeup and wardrobe will have you groomed and ready to go in no time. Before I've had a chance to understand just what is going on, I'm being shoved into a large plastic tent. There are brushes, creams, and gels in a bunch of colors that I can't even begin to describe. My hair and skin is being pulled every which way. Do people actually do this for fun? When I'm finally out of the hectic buzz of activity, a crew member takes me beneath the wide spread of a dark umbrella where Misaki is casually sitting on a tall, backed stool immersed in her phone. I always thought she was beautiful, but in this pose, one leg crossed, elbows tucked in, chin tilted ever so slightly, she looks like a legitimate model. I shift my eyes elsewhere, clearing my throat. So, 1 second. She taps away on her phone in stoic silence. What's the urgency? I'm updating my status. What? Patter, social media, microblogging. Her responses are terse, as the brunt of her attention is honed on her phone. She doesn't even spare me a glance. I still don't get why. Shh, this is important. I promptly snatch her phone out of her hand. She squeaks in indignation, grabbing for it. Yama, stop! She suddenly halts, staring blankly at me for a long moment. Oh. What? You should dress up more often. Which means? You would be popular with the ladies if you did. I can't help but feel a hint of pleasure at her compliment. But what does that have anything to do with the current matter? Why are you always on your phone? Oh, my phone! Give it back! You didn't answer my question. I'm warning you, Yama. Give me my phone, or else. I smirk, challengingly, waving her cell phone in the air. Or else what? Misaki makes a sudden lunge for her phone, but before I have the chance to sidestep her, she grabs my wrist in an attempt to pry it out of my hand. I see her eyes widen as she slips on the length of her kimono. The momentum sends her falling straight into me, and we both spiral to the ground. Ow, my back. Now look what you did. Look what I did. You're the one who... I stop short, finally noticing our close proximity. The length of her soft hair brushes my face, and I find myself turning my head to cover the flush on my cheeks. Misaki, however, uses my moment of fluster as an opportunity to pin my arms against the floor. What are you doing? You have to pay the consequences for taking my phone. If I recall, I gave you this phone after I won it at the expo. You wouldn't have won it if I didn't force you to go. She's got me there. Well, whatever. You still didn't answer my question from before, you know. Whether they should have dressed you in a kimono for the shoot? Yes, they should have. That's not what I asked. She giggles, and despite my slight annoyance, I can't help but chuckle myself. Yama, do you honestly want to know why I'm always on my phone? I stop at the sudden tilt in Misaki's voice. I didn't think she'd be this troubled by such a simple question. Isn't it because you're an addict? No. I mean, partly, but that's not what I'm getting at. Then what are you getting at? Do you remember my father, Yama? Jun? Yeah, I remember him. There was something he told Rui during the New Year's party, after she accidentally burned him with the sparkler. Do you remember that? Of course, she was bawling her eyes out for hurting him. Typical Rui. Clearly he was in pain, but he just laughed it off and told her not to cry, that it at least be a cool scar for him to remember her by. When I left Seto, I realized I didn't have anything to remember you and Rui. No pictures, no keepsakes, not even a cool scar. She loosens her grip on my wrists and gingerly plucks her phone from my hand. She brings up her screen to meet my eyes. Her patter status reads, "A wild Yama appears. Glad he's helping out with the shoot. Look how excited he is." Attached to her status is a photo of me being dragged into the tent by one of the crew members. And just like the last photo she took of me at the Tech Expo, my face is twisted awkwardly here too. I figured this would be a good way to remember our time together. Oh, here's one I took of Rui from yesterday. I smile bitterly as she scrolls to another photo. To see Misaki so concerned about forgetting Rui and I, it's clear she never wanted to leave Seto. Yet all we could ever think about was how it affected us. Just how selfish were we? How selfish was I? Misaki, So you're Kuzunoki's substitute. The scene director suddenly interrupts, towering above us with an ambushed grin. Amused. And here I was worried that you two wouldn't have chemistry. We're starting soon, so you might want to cut your makeout sessions short. Wait, we're not... Here's the script. Memorize it quick, Ishimoto. You have 5 minutes. Before I have a chance to clear up this misunderstanding, he drops the script next to us and marches off. Looks like we have work to do, Ishimoto. Seems so, Kazehaya. Shall we? We shall. Once you get off of me. Oh, right. Misaki quickly unmounts me and dusts off her kimono. I hurriedly glance over the script as the director continues barking orders at the rest of the crew. From what I can gather, the commercial is advertising a line of kimonos. I'm not sure what I was expecting. Apparently, they're trying to emphasize the fact that their dresses are more vibrant and unique compared to others by having the main lead, Ryu, spot his close friend, Rika, in a large festival. It seems the two friends are at odds after Ryu discovers Rika would be moving away the next day. The scene highlights his apology for being angry at her, and then they... Ishimoto! I jump at the sudden call of my name. I need you and Kazehaya to take your places. Oh crap, I haven't finished reading the whole script yet, much less had the chance to memorize the lines. Before I can react, we're both already being ushered into position by the crew member. Okay, quiet on the set. Camera! Rolling! Sound! Speeding! Slate! Kazehaya and Ishimoto, Scene 2. Yamaku, Take 1. Marker. Action! For a moment I remain there, frozen in place. I was able to remember some of my lines, but it looks like I'll need to ad-lib the rest. I think I've heard most of the commercial actors do it all the time. But then again, I'm not a commercial actor. Before the director has a chance to scold me for stalling, I will my legs to move forward through the crowd anyway. Rika, where are you? I call out shakily, but at least my panic fits the scene. That's convenient. It isn't long before I spot a familiar flash of purple. I rush towards it, cameras following my every movement along the way. Rika! Misaki smoothly turns to me, hand over her mouth in surprise. I double over, pretending to be more out of breath than I really am. Whether it seems believable, I haven't a clue. Ryu? What are you doing here? I draw myself up, looking her straight in the eye. I'm so glad I found you. Why are you here? I thought you never wanted to see me again. I'm sorry, Rika. My mind goes blank. What comes next? I have no clue what to say, so I decide to spew out whatever comes to mind. I was afraid. I noticed the crew exchange perplexed glances, but they continue filming. I was afraid that you were never coming back, that everyone I got close to would only leave me, that I'd end up alone. Misaki remains silent. I can't tell if she's just confused that I'm not following the script, or whether she's wondering if there's some deeper meaning behind my words. It's stupid, I know. I was so worried about myself I never really considered how you must have felt. I'm sorry. Misaki catches her breath. In the lighting, her eyes look glossy. I step forward, intertwining my fingers around hers. You'll forgive me, won't you, Rika? Ryu... Misaki wraps her arms around my waist, burying her head in my chest. Honestly, I've missed you. I've missed you too. She looks up at me through her tears, and I suddenly find her face awfully close to mine. I pull away instinctively, absently rubbing my arms in embarrassment. Cut! Before I know it, the director's marching toward us with a scowl. What the hell was that about? Sorry for messing up my lines, sir. I'm not talking about the lines, I'm talking about the damn kiss. Kiss? Don't tell me, you didn't even finish reading the script, did you? He thoroughly kneads his temples, sighing deeply. He fetches a copy of a copy and shoves it at my chest, aggressively pointing at the segment. Line 14. After apologizing, Ryu leans in and kisses Rika. End of scene. Despite you screwing up the lines, I've decided to use the footage anyway. We've wasted too much time already. I just need you to kiss Kazehaya for the final shot. Is he serious? I actually have to kiss Misaki? Don't you think that's a bit unfair to ask of him, Director? What's the problem? Aren't you two dating? No, we aren't. Well, I need a kissing, and I expect to get one, dating or not. He turns away, seemingly done with the conversation. How can you be so inconsiderate? Excuse me? Yama is not even a professional actor. You can't just force him to kiss someone he doesn't love. This isn't about love. He signed a damn contract. He'll do what I tell him to do if he wants to get paid. And that goes for you too, Kazehaya. Else you can be sure I'll replace both of you. Go ahead and do it, for all I care. I value my friend's feelings more than this damned commercial. I lay a hand on her shoulder in an attempt to calm her. As hesitant as I am to kiss her, I wouldn't want her to lose her job. It's fine, Miki. It's my fault for not reading the contract. But how do you think Rui would feel? Rui? Why is she bringing up Rui? Look, I don't have time for this relationship crap. Will you do the kiss scene or not? Yes. But Yama... Then take your positions now. The director sends us one last piercing glare before striding back to his chair. With no room for argument, Misaki and I return to our locked embrace. Are you sure you want to do this? It's alright. I just thought of an idea. Idea? What are you talking about? Just trust me. I could sense Misaki's apprehension as the cameras focus on us once more. Slate! Kazehaya and Ishimoto, Scene 2. Yamaku, Take 2. Marker. Action! I'm going to need to get my face as close to Misaki's as possible if I expect this to work. I brush my fingers over her cheeks, slowly tilting her chin upward. For a moment we remain there, suspended, her eyes still red from crying earlier, bore into mine questioningly. Just what do you plan on doing? I can hear my heartbeat in my ears, feel her slight exhale over my lips, smell the light cherry fragrance of her hair. I close my eyes, drifting closer. And when we're only a few hairs apart, I discreetly move my thumb against her lips, to her lips. Misaki exhales sharply, stiffening at my touch. I almost retreat my hand, afraid that I hurt her, but she only tightens her grip around my waist to prevent me from moving. God, this is so awkward. Cut! Good enough! Take 5, everyone! As the crew settles, I instantly draw back, releasing her. That was a stage kiss, wasn't it? Why didn't you tell me you were going to do a stage kiss? Would you have preferred a real one? Maybe I shouldn't have said that. Before I can cover up my faux pas, a crew member jogs over to us. Ishimoto, right? Thank you so much. You totally saved my hide right there. Huh? Oh yeah, no problem. If you wouldn't mind, we still have some papers you need to sign, and the director would like to discuss your pay. Sure. As a crew member leads me away, I give Misaki a departing wave. But instead of waving back, she averts her eyes and slinks back to the changing room. Did I somehow make her mad? Probably. As I speak with the director, there are a lot of numbers, papers, and lengthy terms that I don't completely understand. But from the sounds of it, I've acquired a decent amount of money despite my screw-ups. Well, that's always good. By the time I return to the set, Misaki's already disappeared. The only people left are around half the crew, who are currently occupied with tearing down the set. Oh, hello, Yahiko. Hello? Yo, dude, where you at? Why? We're all here at GFC. You getting any of our messages? Messages? I briefly checked my phone. Are you serious? 100 messages? Oh, should we have sent more? Never mind. I'm on my way. See ya. Jesus, that's a lot of messages. I cut the call and exit the rooftop, heading straight for GFC. This guy needs to learn some text etiquette. After a couple minutes of uneventful walking, I reach the familiar ambience of the local General Fried Chicken. Yahiko cheerily waves me over, brandishing a formidable drumstick in his hand. I settle next to him, keeping my eyes off of Rui. For some reason, just looking at her brings back a flood of negative emotions. Good of you to join us, minion. What took you so long? My insides burn with anger, but I keep my gaze on the table, taking a moment to steady my voice before I answer. I was busy. Were you running? Are you getting back into track? No thanks. Oh, I know. You were practicing from my lessons, weren't you? Sly move, my good minion. Did you woo any ladies? I guess. I don't miss the flash of pain that crosses Ruri's face. I'm stricken with a twinge of guilt, but I shove it away. Wait, really? Damn, our boy's growing up. I don't know. She hasn't responded yet. The lie passes smoothly from my lips. I grab a piece of chicken to quell the nausea in my stomach as Ruri quickly straightens, absently playing with her hair. That probably means that she isn't into you. Figures. I have no clue who'd be interested in Yama. I tighten my grip on the table with my free hand, fighting to stay calm. Maybe there's no reason for a girl to wait if she's interested, right? Right. If she liked me, she would have told me right away. Exactly. Damn, I'm a jerk. I angrily tear into the chicken, biting with such force that my jaw aches. Ayako stares between me and Rui, concern lining his brow. Are you two okay? I'm fine. It kind of feels like you two got in a fight. We haven't. She says this hesitantly. I know that she herself doesn't know why my mood is so terrible. Honestly, I have no one to blame but myself. I thought that I had given myself enough time to calm down from the forest episode, but apparently it wasn't enough. And now I'm taking out on the only 3 people in the world I can call my friends. Dude, we can't help you if we don't know what's wrong. I almost jump at how serious his voice is. I know, I brought a terrible mood into this place. I need to shake it off. The time at the forest is completely over. My only task for the rest of the day is having fun with my friends, and fun doesn't come with a sour attitude. Sorry, I heard a pretty creepy story this morning, so I'm a bit on edge. That's pretty much the whole story when I boil it down. Sounds pretty pathetic. A creepy story? She shoots me a concerned glance, which I honestly deserve. I'm not exactly known for being gullible or superstitious after all. I shake my head at her, which Masato seems to take as guilt. Don't worry about it, man. We all got our off days. Thanks. Oh, if we're talking about creepy stories, I've got a great one to tell. It's an urban legend that's been around the Academy forever. It's called The Vanishing Janitor. What kind of dumb name is that? Well, you know how we don't have after-school cleanup, right? Yeah, because the school costs an arm and a leg to attend, especially without scholarships. Everyone knows that we have a janitor. We see him collecting garbage, bagging it up, and stacking it in the cart. Wait a minute, didn't I have to remind Yahiko that we had a janitor? Guess his observation skills have finally leveled up. But have you noticed that the janitor never actually walks out the gate? Well, of course not. It's a visual eyesore that would be damaging to the school's image. Then, good minion, my question to you is this. Where does that trash go? Now that he mentions it, it is pretty odd. Oh, I see what you're saying. The dumpster is outside of the school by the street, near the back of the campus. And the front gate is allegedly the only way to enter or exit the school. It's why the academy is considered to be so safe. But that janitor don't take the junk out of the gate, which he'd have to in order to reach the dumpster. And that is our predicament. Interesting. Very interesting. I wonder what the explanation could be. Anybody else realizing that this has something to do with the missing students? It's always the janitor. Just saying. Of course, I have my own theory. Which is, the janitor actually has the ability to travel to another dimension. He takes all the trash out to the land of missing socks. You know how you do a closed cycle of laundry with a certain number of pairs of socks, but you always come out with one extra sock? It's because one of them spun so fast that it vanished to this other dimension. Swear to God, this is true. I lose socks all the freaking time. They're little worms wormholes here and there, too, like under the bed or couch or and behind the laundry machine. It's why they spontaneously disappear, only to reappear again. So that's where the janitor takes the trash, the same dimension where there are missing socks. That is simultaneously the most brilliant and most stupid idea I've ever heard from you. I agree with that. You lost me at dimension, man. Your plebeian minds simply can't comprehend my sheer intellect. It's sheer, alright, but not in the sense you're thinking. Well, now that Yahiko's finished with this conspiracy theory, what do you guys want to do for the rest of the day? It's not a conspiracy theory, it's fact. How about we head into town? Town? You mean District 8? Yeah, ain't that where all the lively stuff happens? It's the most affluent district in Isamu, so there's definitely a lot of flourishing commerce and technology, but usually every recreational activity comes with a heavy price tag. I guess, yeah. Thinking of anything in particular? Don't know. If something catches our interest, we should check it out. Huh, a normal day of just kicking back. It does feel like it's been a while since we've hung out together. Even going to the amusement park yesterday was, in some ways, more tiring than relaxing. I'm down. Sounds like fun. We finish up the chicken and head to the subway. It's less crowded than usual, probably because today's technically a weekend. Like all other Isamu subways, the platform is immaculate. There's no sign of dust, much less any scrap of trash. Quality public transportation seems to be a big boasting point in the city. There's hardly a whisper of sound as the doors seamlessly slide open or as the subs barrel down the rails, solidifying the care crafted into the station. La la la. We board the next train to District 8, an affluent street with skyscrapers that seem to fade into the clouds. It's packed at this time of day, sidewalks full of rich housewives and groups of teens on shopping trips. The bright lights of store displays shine with deceptive welcome, as if the workers care about something other than the wallet size of their customers. Just down the street, I notice a familiar mop of red hair in front of a large gaming store. Oh, is that Irie? I peer over the crowd of heads to the other side of the street. Yep, it's definitely Irie, staring emptily through the glass display without a care in the world. Oh yeah, the little one. Maybe we should invite her to hang out with us. Are you kidding? Her? Oh, calm down. What could she possibly do to you? Well, clearly there's something wrong with her. She didn't fall for any of my irresistible charm. Uh-huh. But it gets even better. I did a little digging, and it turns out that anyone who talks to her mysteriously goes missing the next day. Really? Oh, give me a break. Yama and I talked to her 2 days ago, and we're still around. Give it time. This is ridiculous. Yama, we should invite her, right? Yes, we should. Because that's the nice thing to do. Sure. What? How could you betray me like this? Thanks. Okay, go get her. Me? Who else? I'm about to protest, but Rui shoves me in the street the moment the light turns green. Hey! Go. Sighing, I plod across the street, weaving my way through the crowd until I've reached the gaming store. At a closer glance, I realize that Irie isn't blankly looking at the store. She's smiling, purely, lightly, with a genuine sparkle to her eyes. I almost feel like I'm interrupting something important. Hi. Irie turns to me, her expression openly curious. Fancy meeting you here at this place. In a public street, in front of a game store, on the weekend. Actually, it's not very unusual, is it? Again, no response. It'd be easier to get a reaction out of a brick wall. So, what kind of game are you interested in? Kirby. Pull him up. I love these references. They're beautiful. So thinly veiled. Irie only smiles and points at a far corner of the store. A twisted poster of terrifyingly grotesque zombies rise from the fog of the special Left Alive display. Left 4 Dead. Wait, what? Left Alive? Footed? Yes. I racked my brain as to why a cute, frail girl would be interested in such a horrific game. I don't know. It's fun. Do you like Left Alive? Footed? You can save creatures from their miserable lives. So do you like Summon Allegiance, Nimbus, those kinds of shooters? No. What other games do you like? I don't know what that one is. Wait, the survival horror game that gave Yahiko nightmares for 2 months? All of Shadows? Yes. Do you like the adrenaline rush? I don't play it for fun. Then why do you play it? It's educational. I have a bad feeling about this. How is it educational? It shows me how I would never want to die. Fair enough. Hi! What are you doing back here? Something about the way she says this is terribly ominous. Almost like a girl who's planning her funeral before her wedding. I see. We fall into a short silence as my mind runs blank. I don't even remember what I was supposed to be doing. What games do you like? Me? Anything with a good story, I guess. Visual novels? Hey now, fourth wall. Don't break it. Sure. What kind? From what I've played, Unright, I guess. Destiny, Departure, Dawn was long and good, but good. And Kanpiki Shonen, I guess. Great, way to sound certain. Irie's gaze drifts off into the distance. I can't tell if she's thoughtful or bored. Maybe talking about visual novels bored her. What was I supposed to be talking about again? Gosh, you take forever. Rui pops up next to me, almost as if out of nowhere. So did you. Me? Crossing the street. I was giving you time to invite her, you idiot. Oh, right. Hanging out with us. You want to join us? We're gonna do something fun. Probably. That sounds really creepy. What? We don't actually know what we're doing. Well, how about this? He points to an advertisement in the corner of the shop display. Café de la Pax. Karaoke now open for business. Interesting. I remember that Café de la Pax has another branch in this district, but I never expected it to be open for karaoke. Karaoke sounds fun. Nothing like belching your lungs out after a day of running. My ideas are always the best. Irie, won't you come with us? Please, it'd be more fun if I wasn't the only girl. Yeah, it'd be nice to have an actual girl around. Yeah, it would. Yama tries the best he can, but he just doesn't cut it. This seems to even amuse Irie, whose mouth tweaks upward in the barest facsimile of a smile. I may quit trying to walk on the keyboard. However, I see her eyes narrow a little, still processing my question. Karaoke? Yeah, just some friendly competition to show off our voices. Not that you'll have much competition in the ladies' division. Aw, Yama, don't beat yourself up. Your voice isn't that bad. Did I seriously walk into that joke twice? I'm losing my edge. However, it elicits its intended effect. Irie finally shares her gaze with us again, and her smile returns. Very well. Really? Great! She eagerly pulls Irie along as Masato bolts down the street with renewed vigor. I notice that Yahiko follows at a cautious distance, uncertainty in his eyes. Entering the cafe brings a sharp sense of déjà vu, with the notable exception that there's no uptight British cashier at the counter. When we inquire into karaoke, we're shown to a small yet comfortable back room with clean wooden panels and velvet carpeting. It feels less like a cheap room for belting discordant tunes and more like a miniature stage at a theater. Okay, clock's ticking, so I ain't spending much time on explaining. We'll choose one song, except the judge. Who's the judge? I volunteer. What? Hell no. Yeah, you're not getting away that easily. And I ain't singing without my rival to rival. Better pick my words carefully here, or I'll actually have to sing. We are rivaling. Your skill as a contestant versus my skill as a judge. Oh, okay. Wait, what? Are you serious? But I wanted to hear him, fail. Look, we gotta get this competition underway, so I'm moving on. Yama's the judge. We all sing a song. Seems simple enough. But wait, there's a catch. You gotta sing the song that the person on your right chooses. This means that Masato will choose a song for Airi, Airi for Yahiko, Yahiko for Rui, and Rui for Masato. Oh boy, this matchup is going to yield some interesting results. Okay, time to choose. Masato passes around a small tablet, and each person takes their time selecting a song. I wonder what they're going to choose. Knowing Yahiko and Masato, I'm sure they'll pick something weird. But what about Airi and Rui? Finally, they all seem satisfied with their choices, and settle onto the couch. I clear my throat, dramatically tapping a finger against my armrest. So, who's first? No response. I guess I'll go. Brave soul. She walks up to the miniature stage where the microphone is set up. You better not have chosen something weird, Yahiko. Don't worry, I choose the opening to my favorite anime. Wait, wasn't his favorite anime Super Hard Magical Girl Lyrical Chan? Rui pales as I struggle to hold back my laughter. Good luck, Rui. By which I mean, this'll be hilarious. This song's called Lovey Dovey Magical Heart Prism? She must regret going first. Rui timidly touches the screen to start the song. An energetic, bouncy tune begins to play, accompanied by Yahiko enthusiastically bouncing his head. Love is friendship, love is magic, love is... I'm not even going to try to sing it, because I don't want to know. Oh god, her high-pitched voice combined with off-key vocals pound my eardrums mercilessly. Love is everything sugar and spice and everything nice. I love you forever and a day, forever and a month. I love you forever and a year. She curls into a little ball on stage as the song finally comes to a close. Is it over? Is it? Yes, it's over. I'm free. We managed to clap politely as Rui descends from the stage, her knuckles white from gripping the microphone. So, how was it? I have to choose my words wisely here. It was colorful. Yep, it had personality and depth, an original performance. Original in more ways than one. Thankfully, the others nod with me in agreement. Rui smiles at my vague compliment. Thanks, guys. Masato, are you going next? Yep, lay it on me, Rui. What did you choose? I don't know. I picked a random song. I wonder how this will turn out. My song is called... He immediately expels a stream of vulgar words into the atmosphere. I didn't even know so many inappropriate terms could fit into one song title. Take a quick peek outside to make sure there aren't any little kids around. Okay, guys, you ready? No, I'm not. Here we go. I've never heard so many explicitives sung in rapid succession like that in my entire life. The look on Rui's face makes it even seem like she's been scarred. Even Airi's eyes widen throughout the performance. Thankfully, the song is even shorter than Lovey-Dovey Magical Heart Prism. Our misery is short-lived. That was awesome. Thanks, man. What do you guys think? He looks suspectantly around the room, but Rui and I fix our gazes on the floor. I shouldn't have picked a song at random. An awkward silence pervades the room. I guess it's my turn. She walks to the microphone with a dispassionate expression. She doesn't even seem to be even slightly embarrassed, which I find surprising. You should be honored. This is a good song. Oh, please don't let this be as bad as the last. Airi gives the screen a brief glance, but shows no reaction to the title she sees. She only picks up the microphone and immediately starts the song. A rather lively ensemble of drums, bass, and guitars play, characteristic of rock and roll. Airi grips the microphone with the charisma of a professional. She taps her right foot to the beat of the drums. and when the lyrics pop up on the screen, she puts her lips close to the microphone. You're from Mars and I'm from Earth, and you were birthed a hero's birth. I don't know this song. What the? Am I hallucinating? Is this beautiful voice really Irie's? Whereas I, just born as little old me in a small town, normal as could be. Wow, she's actually great. No, better than great. She's amazing. You are hot and I am cold, and neither of us do what we're told. I can feel the powerful emotion coming from her angelic voice. It's like she was the original singer. But you don't see that this could be a sign. Her dance movements are perfectly synchronized with the lyrics. I feel as though I'm attending an actual concert. That we are meant to be. I can feel the joy emanating from Irie as she sings. Her face is lively and filled with energy, a stark contrast to her normally expressionless face. That we are totally complementary. The song completes its last beat, and Irie, panting heavily, places the microphone back on the stand. She wipes the beads of sweat from her forehead. She then immediately regains her usual poker face, as if what had just happened was merely a dream, and approached us, awaiting our judgment. How did I do? How did you do? It was the best singing by far. Her performance was probably the same level of a professional singer. Your singing is wonderful. You should do an encore. Hell yeah, it was right good. I guess it was alright. I mean, at least it was better than Rui's singing. He's starstruck. It was great, Irie. You have an amazing voice. I didn't know you liked those types of songs. She gave a slight nonchalant shrug at my words. I don't. They're too easy. Wow, she thought that song was too easy? Now I'm curious as to how she would have sounded if Masato had picked a more difficult song. Well, now it's my turn. Let's see what song you chose. In similar fashion to the rest of the group, he hops up onto the stage and looks down at the screen. Oh, you chose one of my favorites, Death by Devils. This doesn't sound too friendly. I picked it randomly. Not another random selection. I'm worried about this one. Oh, guys, give me a sec to warm up. This song's a doozy. He clears out his throat multiple times before grabbing the microphone and starting the song. A blast of heavy metal bursts from the speakers. I cover my ears from the sudden spiked volume. Yahiko must have increased the volume. Yeah! Oh my, what is that? His scream almost knocks me backwards. The others are just as dumbstruck as I am. The devil sends his demons at me! Got no choice but to fight for my own survival! I can barely hear the lyrics he's shouting. It's more like he's screaming in tune than actually singing. It's actually not bad, just strange. Come on, get it out, pound it out, yeah! He stomps the stage, hands sweeping up and down in an imaginary air guitar riff. Falling into darkness, the wrath of terror past, seeking over my head and clawing at my last. He powerfully leaps up, landing with a finishing resonant chord. I could feel my heartbeat slowly returning to normal. So how was I? Honestly, it was a lot better than what I was expecting. It was definitely different, but not in a bad way. I ain't never heard someone sing like that before. Man, how do you scream like that for the whole song? Nothing to it. You just pick up the microphone and scream as loud as you can. And when you feel like your throat's about to fall off, you keep on screaming. Masato stares blankly at Yahiko, as though he just asked the dumbest question to the dumbest boy in the world, which he did. Well, I guess if it's time for me to pick the winner. In my opinion, Irie won by a landslide. Now all I have to do is... Hold on a sec. I forgot to mention that the winner has to sing a duet with Yama. Wait a minute. Great idea, Masato. Dang it, Rui, she knows that I don't like to sing in front of other people. She's just trying to rub it in. Maybe if I stall for some time? Come on, hurry up and pick someone. If I can't escape this situation, then I'll just have to pick the least deadly poison. Yahiko will most likely pick another Screamo song. In that case, all I have to do is scream in tune for a couple of minutes. Or I can choose Irie. She sings so well that it would easily overshadow my horrible singing. Problem is, if I pick Irie, that would convey some weird message. I try to send her a subtly apologetic look as I turn to Yahiko. Well, Yahiko, you ready to belt out another one? Of course I am. Excellent choice, my good minion. I'm clearly the best singer here. After Irie's performance, I'm not sure I can agree, but he's certainly not incompetent, that's for sure. Rui and Masato, on the other hand, seem to disapprove of my decision. They're staring at me like I had just made a terrible mistake. Here's the really nice slow one called The Reign of 20 Years. I'd have done it earlier, but it's a duet. Wait, a slow song? Yeah, it's slow, powerful ballad. I'm looking forward to hearing this. Oh crap, if I'd have known this would have happened, I would have picked Irie. I can't sing slow songs. Nevertheless, Yahiko starts the song, which is hailed in by an elegant piano intro. Ooh, the campfire is a-glowin', the clouds brew in the sky. I set my pen to paper, thinking of you tonight. He nods at me eagerly. I feel sick. Don't you see that we'd be perfect, 'cause darling, you're divine? I can't continue. While Irie looks passive as ever, and Rui seems to even, dare I say it, enjoy my singing, Masato has doubled over in laughter. I quickly plop the microphone back on the stand. Huh? What are you doing? I'm morally opposed to singing this song. Why? You're not that atrocious. Gee, thanks, Rui. But we just reached the best part. And with one large breath, he bellows in a vibrating warble. The reign of 20 years falls into the earth in tears. We instinctively clamp our hands over our ears. Note to self, screaming is not the same thing as singing. I stand on the hill, my arms extended. Make it stop, somebody make it stop. Heck, even Irie is wincing in pain, and that's saying something. Oh, the mountains, they sing their song. Someone yanks the cable on the karaoke machine, and the music abruptly cuts off. I send my praises to the heavens. Hey, I was almost at the bridge. The cable dangles from Irie's fingers. It's getting late. Yahiko clearly deflates at his lost opportunity to belt, but I quickly grasp the chance to end our misery once and for all. We better head out before we get into trouble. I hurriedly usher the group out of the room, and we return the key to the counter. Then again, despite all the terrible singing I've heard, the experience has been pretty fun. When we reconvene at the main street, everyone seems pleased but worn out. Phew, that was an afternoon well spent. Now that's a good way to end the weekend. So, we heading back? Yep. Actually, I've got some errands to run around here. We'll join you. No, I'll be just fine. It's, for women's things. Yahiko instantly pales, but Masato only nods in understanding. I, on the other hand, raise a curious eyebrow at Rui. She has never, ever, ever used that kind of excuse in the 10 years that I've known her. She notices my question and only shakes her head with an odd little smile. See you guys later. She dodges into the nearest store, disappearing among the crowd. It's almost my curfew. I'll head back with you. Minion, what are you gonna do? Me? Actually, I don't have anything planned for the rest of the evening. Maybe I should visit Mr. Ryuta's office and say hi. I'll drop by the school. You got it. Goodbye. We part ways and take the subway back to the academy. As Masato and Yahiko enter their dorm, I head to Ryuta's office. Mr. Ryuta seems surprised at my unannounced drop-in, but not displeased. He ushers me into his office with a faint smile. Interesting. Didn't think I'd see you. Do you have an appointment soon? Who, me? Nah, I'm pretty much a free bird after I verify curfew. Why do you get paid again? Hey, you clearly don't know how difficult my job is. I have to sit here, wait for kids to scan themselves in the building, and report the ones who don't by curfew time. Doesn't necessarily set oneself up for popularity. No, I imagine it doesn't. So, looking into the disappearances, are you? I'm surprised at his acute observation, but I really shouldn't be. Mr. Ryuta has proven that he is intelligent, even if his attitude needs a little work. I noticed that the detective was with you yesterday. You know, on the roof. Does that mean you're gonna stop me? If the school has something to hide, then Mr. Ryuta would be the one tasked to stop me. Ha! Now why would I do that? What? Look, kid, there's a lot of security around the school. Lots of regulations, privacy contracts, anything you can think of and beyond. As faculty, I can't share any personal information on the students, or I get in massive trouble. But there's some stuff that you really need to know. People's lives are on the line. Lives? Don't act dumb on me. You must have figured out by now that these are murders. I had a hunch, but when he says it so flatly, I lose my breath. 3 students who had once lived normal lives, full of homework and social drama and extracurricular activities, were now gone. The reality of it seems very cold and bleak. So what are you saying? Doesn't it really bother you, kid? Murders are happening, but no one's telling the public. They're just mysterious disappearances that are blamed on a bunch of trees. Well, it does suck, but the government has always hidden all kinds of things from the public. You're saying that you're okay with that? What if the next disappearance is me, or Masato, or Rui? Can't answer that. Just this morning, I was stricken senseless at the mere thought that Rui was the next disappearance. I'd even boarded a bus and gone all the way to the Isamu forest. I'd completely lost all rational thought. You're right. But what are you saying? All I'm getting is that I need to know stuff that you can't tell me. I'm not allowed to tell you. That doesn't mean I can't. Do you get what I'm saying? It means that he wants to save people, but he could lose his livelihood. Sharing confidential information won't just result in a pink slip. He could be blacklisted from every future job. He's trusting all of that on me. The world's most serious NDA. Will you sign it? I appear to have this trend of making dangerous agreements recently, so sure. Mr. Ryuta's shoulders dropped just slightly, relaxed of a tension that I hadn't sensed. Of course, all the burden is on him. If I break my promise, he'll be the one to pay. Or if someone overhears, he'll be the one to pay. I'd better take him seriously. So, what do I need to know? There's a weird trend in the victims that I thought you should know. I'm guessing there's a reason why you're not informing the police. You got me. What exactly does that mean? The police are our best bet for catching this killer. What could I do compared to them? And what is this weird trend? Give me a moment. He reaches into his drawer for his faculty tablet, tapping rapidly on its surface. A moment of waiting passes before he gracelessly bangs it on the table. God, I hate computers. But we'd all be dead without them. He continues on. The distant look in his eyes clearly shows that he's thinking of a fonder time. You know what was great? My desktop iPair, man, that was the best. Stable, awesome, and a killer whirl of the fan. You guys don't know how satisfying it is to hear your computer work to keep itself cool. Apple sucks. I'm sorry. They replaced our trading computer at work with a frickin' Mac, and we cannot, for the life of us, figure out how to make the stupid thing work, and IT can't even dial into it to fix it. So, no, I'm not a fan of Apple. I have my iPod somewhere, and that is all I want from Apple. I'm good. I'm done. End rant. That's kind of weird. No casual user has desktops anymore. Oh, and icon of phones. Man, the phones these days break if you breathe on them wrong. Icon phones? They would probably survive a nuclear blast. Nikon! Fantastic phones. Oh, there we go. Finally working. He punches rapidly at the tablet screen, then, apparently satisfied, settles back into his chair. What an old man. Let me browse through for a quick refresher. As his eyes rove over the screen, his mouth settles into a thin, disturbed line. Right. You know how the entry student application to the academy requires a physiological analysis by a qualified physician, right? Psychological. Yeah, another security measure, isn't it? Let me read this and see what you think. Midori Mayano. The first disappearance. Chronic social anxiety. Suspected autism. She was an artist. Holed up a lot in her room, but she made the most beautiful paintings. Toma Hayashi. The second disappearance. Always out on the party scene. Kind of screwed up kid, to be honest. He was always causing trouble to get some attention. Had to slap him on the wrist a few times for vandalism. He was practically Michelangelo when it came to drawing the lower half of the male body. Thanks. Totally didn't need to know that. Akane Tsukinos, the third victim. She's a really sad story. Had a lot of potential. That name still sounds familiar. She was the vice president of the student council and the star of the badminton club. She'd just accepted a special internship at Lemonskate, too. That sounds like a lot for one person to handle. It was. Her family put a lot of expectations on her shoulders. She was their key to a better life, you know. A breeding ground for depression, if you ask me. Scholarship winner? And she had a boyfriend. How's that? Crazy. I paused at that. Something feels disrespectful about questioning the sanity of the dead. So, those are the three victims. Seems like they had some concerning psychological problems. I mean, they're all perfectly acceptable levels of mental illness, but there's not a single average report. In fact, most of the conditions sound pretty serious. Serious and confidential. I can see why Mr. Ryuta was reluctant to tell me, but this pattern really could be the key to unlocking the mystery. Thanks for telling me. I'm kinda curious, kid. Why are you taking this so well? Sorry? You just found out that these 3 students at your school were murdered. That's pretty unsettling news. Is it really? Death? A permanent condition? Something that students really shouldn't have to face. My reaction must seem odd. Should I be hyperventilating? On the contrary, this is pretty refreshing. But also concerning. I'll admit that. Well, I won't question it tonight. It's getting pretty late. You'd better get going. It's not safe for students to be out and about anymore. Thanks for the info, Mr. Ryuta. More than that, I'm thankful that he was able to trust me. And on that note, I am going to end it here. We're at about an hour. I'm assuming that Yama is going to take that information to... I forgot her name. The detective. Who's... Shigure. There we go. He's going to take the information to Shigure. She's going to do something with it, hopefully. We learned some interesting stuff. That the garbage somehow gets taken out of school without going through the front gate, which means there is another way out of the school. There has to be. Maybe we'll find something out in the next episode. Until then, I'm logging off now. I'll see you guys later, and remember to do something nice for a stranger today. You may just save a life. Bye!